Chapter 23, The Favor. The Capitol Records building lobby gleamed in that sterile, soul-sucking way only expensive places can manage. The marble floors sparkled, the air hummed with quiet self-importance, and every polished surface seemed to say, "You don't belong here." Karen didn't care. She marched across the lobby with the confidence of someone who knew exactly how to weaponize her heels. Cody stumbled behind her, boots squeaking awkwardly, his guitar case swinging like a guilty conscience. People stared. Karen didn't notice. Cody did. "Is this about to turn into one of those 'I'm throwing you out of my life' speeches?" he asked. Karen didn't break stride. "That depends. You planning to say something stupid?" "I think you just answered my question," Cody muttered. The elevator dinged. Karen swiped a key card, punched a button, and the doors slid shut. Silence filled the small space, heavy and awkward. Cody caught a glimpse of himself in the mirrored walls. He looked like a guy who'd crawled out of a ditch to audition for Behind the Music. "Where are we going?" he asked. Karen didn't answer. She was staring straight ahead, jaw clenched tight enough to crack walnuts. The office, when they reached it, was ridiculous. Floor-to-ceiling windows, sleek furniture, a panoramic view of Hollywood glinting in the sunlight. The kind of place where careers were made, destroyed, and sometimes both at once. Karen released Cody's arm, stormed behind a glossy desk, and sank into her chair. She gestured at the couch like she was daring him to sit down. He did carefully, as if the furniture might eject him for not meeting the dress code. "What the hell are you doing here, Cody?" she snapped. He opened his mouth, but Karen was already rolling. "Your face is all over the news," she said. "Do you have any idea how many people called me this morning? Karen, do you know this man? Karen, is this your father?" I didn't know whether to lie or change my name. Cody held up a hand. "Technically, I'm a person of interest." Karen slammed a hand on her desk. "Shut up." He did. "What happened?" she demanded. Cody looked down, tracing a scuff mark on his guitar case with his thumb. "It's complicated." Karen's laugh was sharp and humorless. "Complicated? That's the excuse you use when your phone dies, not when you're wanted by the police." "I made a mistake," Cody said quietly. "Things spiraled. One bad night and—" He trailed off, shrugging. Karen's voice softened, but not by much. "You think I don't know how that story goes? What do you think I'm going to do for you?" Cody slumped forward, his elbows on his knees. He looked smaller somehow, like he'd folded in on himself. "I didn't know where else to go." The words hung in the air, raw and exposed. Karen's anger faltered, replaced by something harder to pin down. Pity, concern, resentment. Maybe all three. "And you thought I'd fix this for you?" she asked, leaning back in her chair. "You're the only family I've got left," Cody said simply. Karen exhaled slowly, turning to look out the window. The city sprawled below her, glittering and indifferent. "Why now?" she asked. "Why here?" Cody straightened, meeting her gaze. "Because this is where it started for me. The music, the dream, and maybe it's where I can start over." Karen stared at him, her expression unreadable. For a moment, it looked like she might tell him to get out. Instead, she reached for her phone. "You need help," she said. "Real help. Legal help." "Wait," Cody said, his voice sharp enough to stop her hand mid-dial. Karen raised an eyebrow. "What now?" "There's something I need to do first," he said. Her eyes narrowed. "What could possibly be more important than not going to prison?" Cody hesitated, his grip tightening on the guitar case. "I want to play the Hollywood Bowl." Karen blinked. "You're joking." "I'm serious," Cody said. "Jesus Christ," Karen muttered, leaning back in her chair. "You're unbelievable." "I know," he said. "But this is all I've got left. One last show. One moment that means something. For me. For you. For everyone who's ever believed in me." Karen stared at him, her disbelief slowly giving way to something else. "You think I can just snap my fingers and make that happen?" she asked. "You've got the connections," Cody said. "One night. I'll open for somebody. Just one night." Karen laughed again, softer this time. "The audacity. You crash into my office, ruin my morning, And then you ask for a favor. A huge favor. Cody shrugged. I figured if I was already ruining your day, why not shoot for the moon? Karen shook her head, but there was a faint smile on her lips now. She paced behind her desk, arms crossed, the gears in her mind visibly turning. Finally, she stopped and looked at him. I can't promise anything, she said. That's all I'm asking, Cody replied. Karen picked up the phone again, her fingers hovering over the keypad. Don't make me regret this. I won't, Cody said, his voice steady. As Karen made the call, Cody leaned back on the couch, his gaze drifting to the window. For the first time in a long time, he felt something he hadn't dared to feel in years. Hope.